the draft profiles continue, and we cannot have our yearly draft profiles without taking a trip not only to the reigning defending national champion, the Ohio State Buckeye,
That's right.
but just
That's
like the
right.
Texas track team, we have wide receiver U, better known as the Ohio State University, and probably LSU too, Cravante. We can put them in there, show them some love.
No, absolutely. And I think LSU probably gets the tag a little bit more just because the top guys in NFL now have come from, LSU, but Ohio State got their share of wide receivers as well. So between Ohio State and LSU, they typically can dominate a draft, especially the top end of the draft when it comes to wide receivers.
Well, today, Cravante, we're going to take a look at your guy who's been there through it all.
Yeah.
Emeka Egbuka, the wide receiver, Ohio State. The brother has been through it all. A senior, Cravante. You don't get many of those with players alone anymore, let alone at Ohio State, because the next guys are usually pushing you out.
Yep. Yeah. So,
And we,
interesting prospect. One thing I noticed about Ohio State wide receivers are they are typically really good to great route runners. Like the technique that Ohio State is pushing is route running, pretty much above you. Obviously, hands is a must, but typically route running is something that Ohio State holds a high regard. And Emeka Egbuka is a natural, an absolute natural at route running and running different types of like combination routes. And he's very detailed with his movements. So getting open is not something that he will have to he'll probably just hone in on his craft, but I don't think he'll find that too much of a challenge. Fluid with change of direction. Um snaps on breaks well to separate from coverage, and is comfortable reading and weaving through traffic, in the like bunch formations and things like that, and really good with being able to track the ball down, um down the field. Now, it's my Ohio State guy. He's not perfect. Well, we'll take a stroll down the negative section of this. His frame, not a great wingspan. His catch radius isn't like a T Max or anything like that. Staying healthy, which is probably why he stayed a little bit longer, because he had a knee and
A
ankle
wide
injury.
receiver from Ohio State is almost 6 foot.
He had a knee. He was dealing with knee and ankle injuries in 2023. He's a smaller guy, and he spent a lot of time in the slot. So physical press man corners will give him some issues and throw off his timing. So as an offensive coordinator, he's probably one that you would like to put in motion and not just have him standing straight up on the island. He's not a burner. It takes some time to get to his top speed, but those are some things concerning, like, is he just solely a slot guy like a Luther Burton, or could he play outside maybe a little bit, or that's something that you have to deal with. But he's definitely someone you much rather move him around. If you would get him, if you could get a head of steam, that would bode well for him, as opposed to just having him just straight up standing on the outside, because I don't think he'll be beneficial in that sense.
well, Cravante, class 2021 honorable mention Big Ten kick returner, 9 receptions, 191 yards, 21.2 average, 20 kickoff returns, 580 yards, 29-yard return average, Cravante. Next team All Big Ten, 74 catches, 1,151 yards, 15.6 average, 10 touchdowns, 1 kickoff return for 25 yards, 11 punt returns for 75 yards, 6.8-yard average, 11 rushes, 87 yards, 2 touchdowns. This past, junior year, third team All Big Ten, 41 receptions, 515 yards, 12.6 average, 4 touchdowns, 7 punt returns for 23 yards. Like you mentioned, did miss 3 games with an ankle injury. And this past year, third team All Big Ten, 81 receptions, 1,011 yards, 12.5, 8 rushes, 33 yards, 1 kick return for 16 yards. Another brother that can do it all, Cavante.
Yeah. I think now it's funny because this year is a lot of the wide receivers seem to be slot guys. Is not many purely, oh, these are outside guys. These guys that can move around all over the field. But it seemed like they do a lot of their damage in the hash marks in the middle, you know what I'm saying, more in the inside, the interior of the field. But Ohio State, listen, he can run some routes. So getting him open, as an offensive coordinator, I don't think it's gonna be hard to get him open. Um, he's similar in to Luther Burden in that sense, but I think Luther Burden is a little bit thicker as far as like lower body and is better on the yak side. But Buka probably not that big of a threat after the catch, but nonetheless very productive when he's on the field. If he goes to a team where there's already a number one guy, I think that would be an ideal situation for him.
Pro comp, and where do you see him going? Maybe a day 2 guy?
Wow. So I actually had a couple. He reminds me a lot of Amon-Ra St. Brown, um, Keenan Allen, and a guy who he actually played with in Jigba. He reminds me a little bit of all of those guys, but probably Keenan Allen, and Amon-Ra St. Brown the most. Wow, where can he go? He's probably a day 2. Um, I think him and Luther Burden will probably get picked uh in the same area, which is probably the top part of the second round. But let's be clear, he's probably not going to be your number one guy though.
The second round, I think maybe, what is he, more mid-second, Cravante? And where do you rank him with the receivers? I guess we can put Travis Hunter. He'll probably pay more corner than receiver. So I guess T-Mac, you got Luther Burton, you got Egbuka. Are those the top 3? And how do you rank them, you said?
So it's like, all right, it's like Travis Hunter, okay, whatever. But if we're talking pure wide receiver, um T-Mac, I think T-Mac is number 1 on the pure side. He's number 2 if you doing the whole Travis Hunter thing. But T-Mac, then it's Burden, Ibuka, somewhere around there. Depending on what you value. Do you want a Debo Samuels, or do you want a Keenan Allen? You know what I'm saying? So they're wide receiver 3-4 for me, after Travis Hunter and T-Mac. So I think they're right around the same area. So top of the second, middle of the second probably would be for Burton and Ibuka.
Yeah. Like these special teams probably want to go to teams with the number 1 receiver. But when they get the ball in space, Cravante, speed, that's what the game's about now.
Speed kills, man, and these guys have great acceleration. Probably not necessarily top end speed, just straight up running past people, but these guys get it in space. You know what I'm saying? And as long as and Burden's more one that's like he gets a lot of yak yards, so you catch him going across the field, and the corner misses him. Oh man, he's 1-on-1 with a safety. He can run him over or shimmy past him. Ibuka, he's another one that could get it going in space as long as as long as he breaks off his route like I know he can and make that first guy miss. They very, very dynamic guys, but they're not I don't think neither one of them are number 1 guys. So if they already have an established number 1, they can help unlock some great potential in whatever offense they get into.
And I always like to say he's a winner, he's a leader, he's clutch. And oh yeah, he was all Big Ten kickoff returns. So if you want to just use him in this new rule, why not?
Absolutely. Wherever you want, trying to benefit him and the team.
Speaking of benefiting the team, Cravante, we're covering each of those draft profiles and the prospects.
Absolutely. For those good people checking us out, we love engagement. We love interacting with our people. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications because these profiles are coming out, and maybe a player or two that you think we should cover that we haven't covered. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you didn't like. We love the engagement, but also please do not forget, hit the bell for notifications because these profiles are coming out. They're coming out hot.
Just like these prospects coming to a team near you, more draft profiles on the way with Cravante.